Hello and welcome everybody once again to Casual Warcraft. Warcraft. That's the game I play, Warcraft. Hey, look at that. Apparently the brain doesn't want to work tonight. Been a long week. Girlfriend's been on vacation. I've been a free man. Yeah, it's been a good week. No, none of that. None of that. Just it's been a good week. I needed a break. So anyways, just a little few things I wanted to wrap up on today. Not really wrap up on, but go over anyways. Just some things Blizzard announced. IPv6. If you don't know IPv6, IPv4 is the internet protocol that we're on now. Internet Protocol version 4. IPv4. It basically is what we get our IP addresses from. How we get on the internet, how each computer and server and modem and router and everything in the world is identified is done through IPv4. Up until Tuesday it was. Now we're moving up to, we're on IPv6 now. I don't know what happened to IPv5. It disappeared, but because we're doing this because IPv4 is out of IP addresses. There aren't any. They don't exist. They're done. We're out. We've used them all. So now we're on to IPv6, which enhances and adds a whole butt ton of frickin' IP addresses and stuff to the internet, so we can have more sites and more kittens doing cute things and more Nyan Cat videos and all that good stuff that we love to do. They went live with it at the same time that IPv6 went live, which was Tuesday the 12th, and they're supporting it fully. If your ISP supports it, if your hardware supports it, you can use IPv6 now with WoW. If you don't, you can't. But I don't support my ISP, I believe, supports it. My hardware currently does not. I'm looking into possibly getting an upgrade for it because I don't know if it's going to be faster or not, but I'm willing to check it out to find out. So, and that's really all there is to know about that one, but I just want to let you guys know, for you real tech hardcore nerds out there, like way worse than me, IPv6 is in. IPv4, done. Let's see, what else we got? I got a little list right down here, everybody can see. Well, I can see, you don't need to see. There was a lot of talk about PvP on the WoW site this week. A couple blue posts about it, and I believe it was Ghostcrawler. I want to say Ghostcrawler did a post about it. And they're really talking about bringing world PvP back, which is freaking awesome. I love this idea. Get us out of Orgrimmar and Stormwind and get us out doing things in the world again, like killing each other off. Sweet. Biggest changes that they're really talking about is on PvP realms, PvP only realms. Then what they're gonna do is they're gonna take and actually the guards in the major cities, like the Orgrimmar, Stormwind, Silvermoon, all those guards. They're gonna lower how tough they are. They're going to basically nerf them. And they're going to lower their respawn rates so that it's a little less daunting to get a city raid together. So if you want to do, for the Horde or for the Alliance or whichever, then it's not really less work, but it's less, you don't have to fight quite as hard to get through the guards, and it's more about getting through the people. And this way, if you go into an area like the big one on my server is Astronar, you go into Astronar and everybody, there'll be 2 Horde people there, just camping the place, killing everybody, flight masters and everything else in the world. It's kind of rough with the level 90 elites sitting around, but if on a PvP realm they nerf it, that's great. PvE realms are not going to be affected by this. This is a PvP only thing. So if you're on my server, Boring Tundra, it doesn't really affect us. I'm probably going to start playing more on PvP realms now, actually. Just for this reason, because it's always been kind of a pain, but whatever. There was also some talk briefly, because on PvP realms, with them bringing out world PvP a lot more and getting people out into the world to do this, there's talk, well, if you want to avoid the PvP, you just mount up and fly over everybody, right? Great. That's the easy way around it. Blizz is bringing a toy to the game. The toy is actually, I don't know what it's called. I haven't seen any details on it, but it was kind of hinted at and kind of pretty much blatantly said, but they didn't say exactly what it was yet. It's going to be an item that you have that will actually dismount a mounted player on a flying mount from a reasonable range away. Sweet. You can now gank people from the ground when they're in the air. I love this idea. About time, actually, Blizz. Congratulations. You've done one good in my book. In Mr. Pandaria, they're also saying there's going to be no Winter Grasp? There's going to be no Winter Grasp or Tol Barad type area. They said the whole feel of these was, it was meant to bring people out and do world PvP, but it really ended up feeling more like an instanced zone, more like almost a dungeon, and it really doesn't work to drive the PvP the way they wanted it to. So they're going to get away from that and just bring people out into the world, insert some world bosses and stuff like that again, and bring it kind of back to old school, back the way it used to be in BC and vanilla. And man, that's awesome. Really, it is, because Wintergrasp sucked. Tolbarad sucked. It just, you go there, you PvP, you leave, you're done. Once an hour or so, once every so many hours you go in and do it, I don't even pay attention anymore. But yeah, they're done with that. They're done with the big zones. It's just going to be bring you out into the world, do some PvP, kick some players' asses, and call it a day. That's perfect. That's how I like my PvP. I don't want to have to go someplace specific necessarily to do it, but I also don't constantly want to be in PvP. So, it's a nice, the way they're doing it though is nice, Plus with the cross realm zones thing, if an area is too low populated, more people are there, you're bound to get more PvP. It's just the way it is. On the note of Tolbarad and Wintergrasp both sucking hard, there's head enchants. You remember these wonderful little head enchants? You got to go do these rep grinds with Therazine for, and you have to do it pretty much unless you're PvP. If you play PvE content at all, you're doing it. They're gone. They did away with them. Blizz said, we're done. They didn't fill the bill for what we wanted, and it just made it so, faction grinds are, a faction grind is supposed to be cool for like a vanity mount or vanity items, and not really necessarily for mandatory gear. And they really just turned it into the fact that you were just grinding and grinding and grinding this one rep to get that one piece of gear that was probably better for the entire tier and into the next tier. So they're done. They did away with them. They're gone. They're no longer on the beta at all. You can't even enchant a head slot item anymore. Done. Thank you. Thank you. Really, I'm so sick of Therazane. It's not even funny. On a similar note, shoulder enchants are also no longer rep grinds. Inscriptionists will be taking over the shoulder enchant, the inscription of the blah blah blah, which always kind of made sense. It's an inscription of the. Shouldn't an inscriptionist be making the inscriptions? I thought so. It made sense to me. But yeah, so maybe they'll give a little love back to the inscriptionists, because everybody needs those new shoulder enchants. So hopefully that works out. I think they probably could have kept the head enchants if they would have given it to Scribes. Because, let's face it, with glyphs the way they are, you don't ever have to learn them more than once. So you buy a glyph and you're done. Scribes can only sell so many glyphs before everybody's got them. So, I mean, give them the head enchants and give them the shoulder enchants. It actually gives them a really good way to earn some gold and make it a much more solid profession, a much more solid gold-earning profession. It doesn't put it up into the realm of jewel crafting, really, but it brings it up from, well, first aid, I guess. So... I don't know why they didn't do it, but I'm okay. The rep grinds are gone, so I'm pretty happy with that still. Man, the light is just weird in this video, isn't it? Like, I'm trying something new, because I have a light up there, and I moved it. I don't usually use it, because it's usually fairly bright in here, and I don't usually use that light, but I moved it today. I moved it out towards me about a foot, so it was no longer back on top of the shelf. It was out in front of the shelf that's up there. And now it's just weird. I don't know if I like it. But if I turn it off, unplug it, yeah, see, now it's way too dark in here. Man, maybe I should have tested this a little more thoroughly before I shot the video, but one way or another, I didn't, and you're stuck with it, and you're still watching it. You don't have to. You can go away if you don't want to. I'm sorry. I like you all. Please stay. Not really a whole lot else really to talk about, except the Pandaren mount has been announced and is on the beta, I guess. I haven't actually seen it. I haven't been on the beta in a while. I've actually got a whole ton of other stuff going on at the moment, so I really am, I'm in and out when I can be, and not playing quite as much as I probably should. I am leveling another druid. We'll get into that later. Yeah, so the Pandaren mount was released. It was up on Blizzard's site. If you haven't seen it, I will insert a screenshot right about there. It's the dragon turtle, and it looks pretty sweet. Big old armored snapping turtle. It doesn't look like the sea turtle, and I'm really hoping it doesn't have the same animations, because that'll make my sea turtle seem really cheap. But yeah, it's it looks pretty sweet. Like I said, I'll insert a picture back there, and I'll throw a link up down there so you guys can go find it and check it out. I'm sure Wowhead probably has a 3D model of it up by now, or will have within a couple of days. So, yeah, man, I think that's all I got. I really think that's all I got. At least WoW related. I mean, there's that whole Neverwinter MMO coming out, which if you guys remember Neverwinter, if you're big D&D fans, that's gonna be pretty sweet. I'm kind of looking forward to it. But yeah, that's really all I have for WoW for today. And we're stretching into the 10-minute realm, so I guess we're probably gonna call that a video. As always, comment, subscribe, like, thumbs up, all that noise. Share it, like it on Facebook, facebook.com/casual or /lustswarcraft. One I can never say right. Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/CasualWarcraft. There we go. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, gripes, you just want to bitch and complain, hell, you want to tell me I'm an idiot and shouldn't be doing these videos, go ahead and email me at CasualWarcraft@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. I'm out.